Alright, welcome to another ship build video. In my last one, I didn't realize my mic was off the whole time. Or at least my mic was on, but I forgot to enable the record audio, so there's like no audio for the whole thing. And I didn't realize it until after I'd already uploaded it. Yep, new video for you today with one, two, three, four ships, all Star Trek themed, and the base of these ships, like the original base of them, was inspired by the U.S.S. Constellation build guide by Starfield Shipwright. I'll put a link to the original video in the bottom because he uses a lot more merging for the engines than what I've used. I've used a much more simplified version. So I have four ships. This one and one of the other ones are practically the same, mostly just different in ship manufacturer.
Need some work done?
For the playthrough I'm playing on, I'm going for like a Constellation slash, Starfleet sort of thing. And although I'm not a huge fan of Star Trek, I am a huge fan of the ships. So, doing a full Constellation playthrough, it is nice to have a ship to base them off. But yeah, so.
Okay, no problem.
I've got four ships. This is the first one. Now this one, I've done my usual thing where they go up in sizes, but this one's a medium-sized one. But I wanted to do a ship that was almost entirely all Nova Galactic. So except for two Deimos pieces and some Strand pieces, this is nearly all Nova Galactic. And obviously the Avon-Tech struts, which without that mod this wouldn't be possible. And for the weapons for all these ships, I've gone for the same brand, the Dragon brand, so it's mostly Dragon laser rifles and laser weapons, and the Dragon autocannons, except for the very final ship. Because of its size, I wanted something with more firepower. So for the ballistic weapons, I've gone for something a little bit different outside of the Dragon brand, but yeah, so. To show you how to build this, it's pretty straightforward. The underside, so with the merging, I've merged a bunch of these inside of each other. Oh, no, I haven't done this one. Okay. What I had. Oh, no, never mind. This one doesn't have any of the cargo, so one of the other ones has a ton of cargo. And because that makes the ship so heavy, I've had to merge a bunch of these together. And to show you how to do that real quickly, if you have the enable merging mod, you just copy it and then sort of put it inside of each other like that. Highlight the whole ship, tab A, and then boom. Now that's merged them in together, and you won't notice that they merge together. So yeah, if you want to use this landing gear, in order to use it, when you get to the heavier ships, you're going to have to merge a whole bunch of them together. Like that. But yeah. So, for the top, we have... I'm just going to take this off, actually. And once again, as per usual, you're going to see a bunch of floating purple doors, because I'm using the Place Your Own Doors mod. Alright, so, let's take the whole top off. So, the underside is pretty straightforward. You got your landing, got your entrance bay, and then I've got two of the Nova cowlings, and another one, and at the back, I've got the Nova Galactic companionway. Now, there's no way to get into this companionway. I just put it here to have something to attach it to. That's Nova Galactic. Because where Stroud and Deimos have like solid blocks, Nova Galactic doesn't really have a solid block. So yeah, let's use one of the companionways. And I'll get to the engines in a minute. So the main deck, this, I think, yeah. So this is the one you'd come up into, and because I have the Place Your Own Doors mod, I have a central hallway, and I have a all-in-one berth here, workshop here, a mess hall, and then an infirmary, science lab, all-in-one berth, and another all-in-one berth. Because, you know, I'm going for, what's it called? A scientific vessel with Nova Galactic. So, and then coming back, you got an all-in-one berth here, and the energy, and the computer core, which I'm using as a engineering section. So the idea is that the crew that manages the engines, they live in this hab, and then the science and regular crew are in these guys here, and in this one here. Alright. And then for top deck, so you come up through this one, and from that one, and into this one. So let's bring that back over. There we go. So you come up into this one, and then I got a control station, forward hab that leads into the cockpit. My captain's quarters here, which I've got one of these restricted things on, which comes from TN's restricted access, I think it's called. I'll link in the description. Which basically makes it so NPCs won't enter this hab, which is nice. And I have another all-in-one berth on this side. And then coming back to do the engines, what I've done is I attached this Nova mini bracer to this, which then allowed me to attach everything onto that, so I can get the engines to work. Because there's no way to attach the engines to the Avantech the Avantech, what are they called? Wings, without the Nova mini brace. Yeah, and that's it. Pretty straightforward. All of these ships are pretty straightforward to build, so. I'll show you the inside.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
So I probably won't be using this ship. I just wanted to see what it would look like to go all Nova Galactic. And so I'm sort of treating this as like this was the like the prototype model for the rest of the ships. So that brings us up into the main deck. So going back, I have the engineering, living quarters, and then engineering itself. And as you can see, you go up to get to the rest of the ship, but we're going to go forward for now. So here you have the mess hall. I quite like this Nova Galactic mess hall, gotta be honest. It's a bit of a living area as well as mess hall, which is a really nice touch. Alright, then we come out, and then we got infirmary. And by the way, the last ship I have to show off is huge. It takes everything and just scales it all up massively, and it's big enough there's quite a bit of lag. So, yeah. It's pretty straightforward build. Science lab. Earth. And then back here. We have yet another all-in-one berth, and then the workshop. Now, for these ship builds, I figured out that the perfect crew size for me is 20, well 21 if you include myself. It's big and it's enough crew to make the ship feel like it's lived in. But it's also enough crew that it's not too many so it doesn't lag and stuff. So yeah, all of these ships are built to hold at least 20 people. Alright, then coming forward we have a little control room. My personal captain's quarters, and I do quite like the Nova Galactic captain's quarters, gotta be honest. It's very cool. And you have my desk, and then the chair for the desk is over here. Door. And then this door is just And they're all in one berth. And that brings us forward to cockpit. And I'm just gonna in. I do need to get a thumbnail at some point, so I don't know what ship I'm gonna use for a thumbnail. Thinking this one. Let's do this one. Photo mode. I use this ship for a thumbnail, I think. And boom. Alright. I don't know why I'm getting up, I could just exited the ship. That's fine. Oh yeah, so the armor I'm wearing comes from Wolfie's Constellation themed outfits, craftable. Which is pretty much the basis of what I'm going to be doing. Like, I haven't got the crew yet. I sort of made the character, got the armors, built the ships, and I'm going to be getting the crew soon. So, you know, using his mod, I can, you know, fully uniform my crew. Alright. Alright, on to the next one now. Now, the next one is going to be the smallest of the 3 main ships. So the 3 main ships are all Stroud, Eklund, and Nova Galactic, except for the one Deimos part.
Hey, what can I do for you?
So,
Sure, have at it.
if you see my past videos, I like to have different sizes of ships, like almost like a realistic fleet. Like you'd have your small tactical ships and your slightly larger support ships and stuff. So, but because of the way the design is, you know, for me having a central corridor, if you don't have a central corridor, it might be a little bit easier. But because of the size of these, like these two go 2 across and go 2 across, I find it hard to do a central corridor. I've gone for a tad bit of a different design, but the core is pretty much the same. The engines are much more simplified on this one. It's just the Avantech wing with an Avantech engine. And another engine here. And then, let's take the top off. Show you the inside. I can't remember the name of the mod off the top of my head. Oh, that's the wrong color. There we are. So yeah, I can't remember the name of the mod off the top of my head, but the Stroud. I can't remember what it's called. These two are different. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. I think it's like Stroud Executive or something. Let me just quickly look up the name so I can get it right. Just in case I forget to put a link. Stroud Premium Edition. Alright. Stroud Premium Edition crew quarters, when you build them just right, they can hold up to, I think, 10 crew each. So even though it's a much smaller ship, it's still able to hold the full crew of 20, which is nice. And I also forgot to put the keep out thing here, so I'm just going to do it real quick. Yeah. So, yeah, the ship is pretty straightforward. You got your, I forgot I have a tail pieces to make up the front. And then one of these Nova Galactic landing bays. If you see my previous video, I'm just going to quickly show you the risks. Yeah, so this is something I learned from watching Crimson Flyboy's videos. It's basically just merging these two together. So the way you do it is highlight those two, move it forward, boom. And that just allows you to keep your reactor and your grav drive nice and tidy, and then merged inside of each other. It keeps them nice and hidden, and really helps save space. I don't need that fuel tank now because I have the two on the side, so I can get rid of that. And yeah, pretty straightforward. The top is pretty straightforward. I've got these merged into this. And yep, so it's just central corridor, captain's quarters, infirmary, 2 living quarters, and the computer core. And then at the top, we have an all-in-one berth, just as like a pilot's living quarters. And between these two, I think these two alone will have like 10 people. And combined with that, brings me up to my 20, which is nice. I put that back on, and we are. That's it. Time to. There's not really much to show off with these. With this ship, it's pretty simple design. I'll show off the inside, and then we'll be on for the next one.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Yeah, it's a pretty big ship, but it's the smallest one I've built of the Star Trek inspired ships. So yeah, this is forward. So yeah, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then could have sworn there was more. Oh yeah, there is more. So you have the 2 at the back. So usually, if I didn't have a door here, there'd be 2 more beds. That'd be 10. But like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you see it does work. If you don't have a door at the back like I have here, you'll see it on my other 2 ships. That each thing has 10 crew, so it really allows you to have that 20 crew limit. You got the captain's quarters. Basic. Gotta be honest, I do like the Strad aesthetic, and I don't use it anywhere near enough in my newer builds. Recently I've been going for mostly Deimos. Yeah. Pretty straightforward design. Not really much to it. And we go up. Come on. There we go. Another all-in-one berth here. And then just the basic Strad cockpit. Boom. Pretty straightforward build. Saying it is, although it's still a huge ship by Starfield comparison, it's the smallest of the 4. Right. Now let's get out and we'll go on to the next one.
Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem.
Alright, on to the next one now. So I got lazy when I came to naming this one, just called it the Enterprise. As you can see, it's the same size as the other one, but it's just it's a tiny bit different. It's mostly the same as my Nova Galactic one, just it uses different engines. I think some of these weapons are decorative. Yeah, uses a different engine system. And other than the engine system, I think almost everything else is the same. Alright, this has the cargo. And because there's the cargo, it's pretty heavy. So I've got more landing gear. And I think this is one where, yeah. So I got a bunch of these merged inside of each other. And I got the larger landing bay because, larger ship. Landing gear at the back. But yeah, when it comes to building this ship, it's pretty much the same as my Nova Galactic one. It's just using different parts and the cargo instead of the normal. So I will show off the inside of this one because I quite like the inside. This one.
Everything looks
And
good
then
here.
we'll move
I'll
on
be
to
at
the
my
biggest
booth
one
if
of
you
the four. And the bigger one is just huge. It's likely to be my main one, but it'll either be this one or it'll be the other one. It'll be my main one for a playthrough when I start it. So, yep, going back. Same as Nova Galactic, yeah, you get your engines. Going forward, I think I may have some things in places. Yeah, Science Lab. And then this is part of the Stroud Premium Edition. You can look at that all nice. Hydroponics bay. And then going forward, you have crew. So as you can see, 10 people in this one, and 10 people in that one. Got my captain's quarters here, and then infirmary here. And going further back, you have the mess hall. I do believe that's it, yeah. And going up to the upper deck, you have the bridge, other battle stations, another basic for all-in-one berth for the pilots, and then okay. I've used the same cockpit for all of these ships. I would have liked to have used something different, but none of the other ones really fit. So we'll exit. And now time to show off the big one. So as you can see, it's mostly Stroud and Nova Galactic with some Deimos pieces here and there, and the Hope Tech landing gear, and the Hope Tech landing bay. It's mostly, yeah, and the Dragon brand weaponry.
Got anything you need to offload? Trade. Okay,
Time for the
no
biggest
problem.
one. The fun one. Alright. So yeah, this is it's not too much bigger, but it's bigger. I went forward by one and wider by one, so it's extremely big. And I made it higher off the ground, and then once it was higher off the ground, then I could have these different style of engine. Yeah, as you can see, whereas the other ones had just one of these, this has an extra, so it goes across one more. I do believe it goes forward two more. Yeah. So, yeah. It's pretty straightforward once you've built the other ones. Building this one is pretty straightforward. It's just making everything bigger. The way I've done this is to get it off the ground. I think I've shown it in one of my other ship builds before, but yeah, I basically just got the landing bay, chucked an armory above it, and then gone up one, and that gets it off the ground. And a side note, these Stroud pieces, the nose cap 2B, I've been wanting to find a way to use these ever since I've seen them. I've not been able to do a build where I can effectively use these in the build. This is the first build since I've started playing Starfield over a year ago where I've actually been able to use these and like the way it looks. So yeah, it took a while, but I finally got a build with it. It looks good. And this is a ship where I went for slightly different weapons. Instead of the Dragon autocannons, I went for railguns, bigger ship, bigger guns. I do believe, yeah, these turrets are decorative. It It is a behemoth of a ship. It's not my biggest ever, but it's definitely bigger. And the inside reflects it.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if it actually fits inside. It does fit. But it's stretching the limits. So this ship probably won't fit in a lot of, like Gagarin, it won't fit in. Pretty much none of these ships will fit in Gagarin. There'll be a lot of clipping if you're landing Gagarin, and yeah. So basically, you know, you enter, you got the armory, you come back, you got the ladder that leads up to the main deck. So that's the forward, and this is the back, so going back. Because of the way I've done the engines, you know, 2 up top, 2 on the bottom, I've got 2 engineering bays. So this one is like, you know, picture it, this one would be specifically for the top engines, whereas this one is specifically for the bottom engines. Alright. Now, coming forward, we have... Right. This is the first cross section, so this is all crew. It all should be shut. So this is for the crew, infirmary, more crew space. And then if we come this way, so this is the middle of the ship, the central hallway. You got hydroponics, science lab, and another hydroponics with the Stroud 3x1 1-in-1 berth. Don't know who would use this. I just needed something to take up the space here, and I decided to, you know, chuck one of these in. Guess you can imagine that's specifically for the scientist. They get their own little all-in-one berth. And going further forward, this should be shut. I don't know why they're all open automatically, but this one is the captain's, the officers' quarters. So these 3 are all the same. The Stroud Premium Edition captain's quarter, which has a working TV. The Stroud Premium Edition, I do believe it's free. It does have some really cool pieces. The 2x2 living ones I'm not such a fan of, but the 1x2s and the battle bridge. Yeah, this is the, you know, if the other one is for the crew, this one's for the officers. So you have 3 officer beds and 2 crew rooms in the infirmary, and then coming further back, we have the entrance to the mess hall. Now, coming up from here, we have this. So this is the Stroud Premium Edition Battle Bridge, which I do like the look of. In fact, I might swap out the one on the previous ship for the Battle Bridge for this one, because I do quite like this one. And then on this side, just another Battle Bridge. You know? And then forward, the main cockpit, and I do believe I'm going to fly this one up. That's it for these 4 ships. I was pretty proud of them when I built them. This one's a bit chunky. You know, this one's like it's built to be chunky. It's, you know, the capital ship, the main one. Yeah, would not have come up with this idea if it wasn't for the Starfield ship, right? If it wasn't for him, wouldn't have been able to think of this. Let's just follow power of this ship. Yeah, as you can see, you know, I quite like it. I don't know how powerful the ship would be in an actual fight just yet, but although some of these turrets are decorative, the big ones are not decorative. They are fully functional. So just the 4 on either side are decorative. Yeah. I wonder what speed this will get up to. Got to have infinite boost on. Yeah, let's land again, and I will show off. I'll show off the one that's probably going to be my main ship for the actual playthrough when I started. It's just the Enterprise one. It's because as much as I like this big one, it's a tad bit too big. It's going to cause some performance issues, and it'll have issues landing in some places.
You should inspect your Anything I can help you with? Okay, no problem.
Alright. Yeah, as you can see, a lot of lag with the big one.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
I don't know if that's just me, if you guys can hear that, but lights out. There we go. Alright, back to normal. Wish you could open these, that'd be cool. Yeah, no. So this is likely, like I said, to be my main ship, and I'm just gonna take it out, show it off. I'm gonna swap out this battle bridge for the other one. The other one is just like a tiny bit better. Take it up in space, fly it around a little bit, and I'll be the end of the video, pretty much. Yep, that's pretty much it for the video. There's not really much more to show off. Yeah. Hopefully I've remembered to link all the mods I've used in the description. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, tell me what you think, tell me if you have any ideas or if you have any questions. And yeah, thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next one.